You will not believe what my history teacher did in front of the entire school. When I tell you I still can't look at a whiteboard the same way, I mean it. This is not a joke. This actually happened. And it is the dumbest, most unhinged thing a fully grown adult with a college degree has ever done in a classroom. It was third period on a Tuesday that started like any other. Mr. Thompson, we called him Mr. T, was teaching us about World War II. Standard stuff. Boring stuff. Half the class was zoning out. Someone was doodling tanks in the margins of their notebook, and I was counting down the minutes until the bell. Until Mr. T decided to spice things up. He grabbed a permanent marker from his desk and drew a rough map of Europe right on the whiteboard. France was a little too round. Germany was slightly too small. Nobody cared. But then he turned around with this wild glint in his eye. The kind of look you see in movies right before the villain does something insane. And he said the words that will haunt my dreams forever. All right, class, let me show you something I invented. I call it the Thompson Gambit. We all leaned in. Was this some revolutionary teaching technique? Some advanced historical analysis involving projectile dynamics? Was Mr. T about to unlock a secret level of education nobody had ever reached before? No, he was not. Mr. T reached under his desk and pulled out a bright orange Nerf gun. I wish I was making this up. A fully loaded neon-colored Nerf gun that he must have smuggled inside his bag like some kind of middle school secret agent. He loaded a single foam dart, took a dramatic stance like he was John Wick about to clear a room, and took aim at the whiteboard. We were all too stunned to laugh, too confused to speak. He pulled the trigger. The dart flew across the room, bounced harmlessly off the whiteboard, and hit the ceiling tile directly above his head. For a moment, nothing happened. Mr. T looked up, confused, probably wondering why his brilliant teaching gambit had failed so spectacularly. And then the ceiling tile gave way. It crashed down, revealing something that should not have been there. A live raccoon. It had been living in the ceiling the entire time. The raccoon dropped directly onto Mr. T's head, and the room erupted into absolute pandemonium. Mr. T was screaming. The raccoon was screaming. The entire class was screaming. Someone flipped their desk over trying to run. The raccoon dug its claws into Mr. T's hair for balance, and Mr. T started flailing his Nerf gun around like a lightsaber, trying to fight off the furry beast that had just descended from the heavens. In his panic, he tripped over a backpack someone had left in the aisle. He crashed backward into the bookshelf, sending a cascade of textbooks tumbling down on top of him. The raccoon took its chance, scrambled off his head, and escaped out the open window. And the entire incident was being captured by the school security camera mounted in the corner of the room. Mr. T got suspended for 3 days. But here's the part that kills me. He wasn't suspended for the Nerf gun, not for the ceiling damage, not for the raccoon infestation. He was suspended because when he fell, his phone flew out of his pocket, slid across the floor, and wedged itself underneath the fallen bookshelf. And his phone started ringing. His ringtone was All Star by Smash Mouth. Nobody could find the phone for 45 minutes. The entire school had to listen to, "Hey now, you're an all-star. Get your game on. Go play," echoing through the hallway while we evacuated for the raccoon. But here's the real plot twist. We found out later that Mr. T already knew about the raccoon. He had discovered it 3 weeks earlier, living above the ceiling panels. He'd named it Winston Churchill. He'd been sneaking crackers up through the ceiling every day after class. The Nerf gun wasn't some insane teaching technique. It was a desperate, poorly planned attempt to get Winston Churchill to come out so animal control could finally catch him. The Thompson Gambit was a cover story the entire time. He just didn't want to admit he'd befriended a ceiling raccoon. So when I say teachers are the dumbest creatures on earth, I don't mean it as an insult. I mean it as a warning. If your teacher ever pulls out a Nerf gun in the middle of a lesson, grab your backpack, get to the door. Because there is at least a 50% chance a raccoon named after a British Prime Minister is about to descend from the ceiling. And nothing, absolutely nothing, will ever prepare you for that.